I really enjoyed the grandfather coming in to tell a story because growing up, my dad would always come in and tell me stories before bed, and they were great.
Yeah.
So it was like we had that hook from the beginning. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, the grandfather's cool. He's reading him a story. The kid's home sick from school. I'm like, okay, I see the toys. I'm like, okay, this kind of reminds me of my room. And as I went through, I just got more and more interested. I am a huge fan of swordplay. And the fight between Inigo Montoya and Wesley is really just my kind of jam right there.
Yeah.
And it seems like they based this on the old Errol Flynn movies
Yes.
because you see Cary Elwes, or no, I don't say that right. You see Cary Elwes, and he favors Errol Flynn.
Because he is very, like, yeah, it's very much like this Errol Flynn style thing that he's doing in that scene.
It was, yeah, it just.
And the sword fighting scene is, like, the best.
That's the best part of the movie for me.
Yeah.
And then you had fantastic villains. And then Inigo Montoya really had to find this person that killed his father and take him out.
Yeah.
And you could really, really relate to him.
He had so much charisma and just passion about, like, he had to, like, fulfill his quest, and it was super awesome.
Well, my favorite person in the whole movie is Fezzik because he's such an upbeat character.
Oh my god, he's the most wholesome character in any movie ever.
This gentle giant. And I love him. I love everything that he does. And he's just a good man. Like, he's like, I don't know, he seems like the best uncle in the world, Like, you're like, okay.
Well, he's just so funny. Like, at the, I wanted to mention this at some point, so I'll mention it now. The relationship between Inigo and Fezzik is maybe the best thing in this movie as far as, like, character interaction goes.
Yeah.
Because they almost have, like, the shared trauma of working for Vizzini, who's, like, a total jerk. And he really bullies them, even though he's this tiny little kind of man. But he pushes them around really bad. And the two of them are just so pure together. And Inigo just encourages Fezzik to be the best he can be. He says he's good at rhyming, so he encourages him to rhyme.
Yeah, I love that. I love the rhyming.
And then, of course, later on, Fezzik comes in when Inigo is, like, drinking again and completely lost, and kind of shapes him up and gets him back focused on the task.
Yeah.
So they're just really good for each other. And, for me, that's, like, the better love story, even than Buttercup and Wesley, is the Inigo and Fezzik friendship love story.
It's like a buddy cop movie
But
in the days of fairy tales and castles. Yeah, it's a very strong thing that they've got, and I love it. And the other thing that I liked about the movie, and we've talked about this before, is we had extremely strong villains.
Yes.
Humperdinck, horrible.
He is very evil.
Rugen, Count Rugen.
Oh, he's scary.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I was like, why is this guy in the movie? He's like not with the program. He's too creepy.
Which is crazy because Christopher Guest is not, to me, a scary person. Like, I try to think of anything else Christopher Guest was in. I've never been scared of him, but Count Rugen is freaking scary.
Yeah, he really takes
He's so evil.
He takes it all the way. Like, you want to see Count Rugen perish.
Yeah. He's vile.
Yeah, and
he's really a sadist.
He's a horrible human being, and he just keeps saying horrible stuff, doing worse stuff.
Yeah, he's a nightmare, and Christopher Guest kills it.
Yeah.
I did read a funny story that I had mentioned to you earlier, that in the trivia for this movie it says that when they had a party celebrating wrap of this movie, and Christopher Guest was there, Rob Reiner was confused because he forgot that Christopher Guest was in the movie because Christopher Guest just buries himself so deeply into character that Rob Reiner just kind of forgot that he was even in it.
I can believe it.
I can too, because Count Rugen is terrifying, and I never think of it as being Christopher Guest. Like, I have to remind myself that that's who it is.
Yeah.